Hi everyone, it's Jenny here. Today I want to dive into a topic that sounds simple but is actually one of the most misunderstood ideas in relationships, the so-called magic ring. You see, a lot of men think that if they just propose, if they just put a diamond ring on a woman's finger, all the problems they're facing in the relationship will suddenly vanish. I've seen this belief play out with people close to me, and I've read plenty of research that shows how dangerous this mindset can be. And I'll be honest, as a woman myself, there were moments in my own relationship with Alex when I was tempted to think the same way. But the truth is, there is no magic ring. A ring doesn't heal wounds, it doesn't erase insecurities, and it definitely doesn't transform a broken relationship into a healthy one. It's just a symbol, nothing more, nothing less. And if the relationship beneath that symbol isn't strong, then no matter how shiny or expensive the ring is, it will eventually lose its meaning. The illusion of the magic ring is powerful because it appeals to our longing for certainty. I had a friend who went through a really turbulent relationship. He believed that proposing would calm his girlfriend down, that the security of marriage would somehow end the constant arguments. He scraped together all his savings, bought a beautiful ring, and got down on one knee during what I can only describe as one of their lowest points. She said yes, of course, because who doesn't want to believe in a fairy tale moment? But within 2 years, they were divorced. Why? Because the very issues they ignored before the proposal, trust, communication, respect, were still there, only magnified by the stress of marriage. Psychologist John Gottman, who has studied marriages for decades, found that unresolved conflict before marriage is one of the strongest predictors of divorce later on. A ring, no matter how dazzling, doesn't neutralize resentment, distrust, or incompatibility. If anything, it locks people into those patterns even tighter. So where does this dangerous idea come from? Often it doesn't originate with men, it's planted by women. I've watched girlfriends of mine act pouty, withdraw emotionally, or create distance, and then explain that it's because they don't feel secure without a permanent commitment. How can I feel safe? They say, if I don't know you'll be here forever. From a psychological perspective, this ties into what we call anxious attachment. People with this style of attachment crave high levels of reassurance and permanence. But here's the irony: in other areas of life, jobs, friendships, even family, we don't demand absolute guarantees. No one can promise that your job is forever, and yet people still show up to work and thrive. No one can promise that your friends won't drift away, but you still love them. Why then do we demand a 100% guarantee in romantic love when life itself doesn't work that way? It's an unrealistic standard, and yet so many men fall into the trap of thinking that the solution is a piece of jewelry. The psychology at work here is actually negative reinforcement. It's a concept from behavioral science: remove discomfort to encourage a desired behavior. Imagine this: your girlfriend suddenly turns cold, distant, or irritable. You're distressed, wondering what went wrong. Then she tells you, I just don't feel secure without a ring. The message is clear: if you give her what she wants, the discomfort goes away. I saw this happen with a male friend of mine. He thought, well, if a ring makes her feel better, maybe it's worth it. He proposed, she was happy for a while, but soon another demand appeared. Because what really happened was he taught her that withdrawing affection was an effective way to get her needs met. B.F. Skinner, the father of operant conditioning, explained how powerful reinforcement can be in shaping behavior. And in relationships, if you reward manipulative withdrawal, you create a cycle where love becomes conditional and transactional. That's not intimacy, that's emotional blackmail. Another situation where the magic ring shows up is in those on-again, off-again relationships. And I think many of you have either lived this or watched friends go through it. I have friends who broke up for almost a year. Everyone thought it was done for good. They moved on, started dating other people, even began to rebuild their lives. But then out of nowhere they circled back. At first it was intoxicating, the passion, the relief, the joy of reunion. But within months, the same old arguments resurfaced. Soon enough, they were back in the same destructive cycle. Psychologists call this a process addiction. It's not just about the person you become addicted to, the roller coaster itself. The highs of reunion, the lows of conflict, the drama, the intensity, it hooks you like a drug. And here's where the ring becomes dangerous: when panic sets in. What if I lose her forever? This time, some men think I know I'll propose. This will show her I'm serious. But as I've seen firsthand, that's like pouring concrete on top of a shaky foundation. You're not building stability, you're building a prison. What's fascinating is comparing those friends to others who broke up for good. The ones who ended things completely went through intense short-term pain. They grieved, they felt lost, they missed their ex. But over time, they rebuilt. They discovered new hobbies, leaned on friends, pursued their careers, and slowly they healed. Eventually, they could look back with clarity and say, that relationship wasn't right for me. Their suffering was temporary, but it gave them space to grow. Meanwhile, my on-again, off-again friends stayed trapped for years. Their suffering was stretched out indefinitely because they never gave themselves permission to break the cycle. That's the real difference. Permanent breakups hurt deeply, but they open the door to growth. Endless reunions feel comforting in the moment, but they keep you stuck in dysfunction. And in that cycle, a ring doesn't save you, it just welds the bars of the cage shut. So what does a ring truly symbolize? It's not magic, it's not a fix. A ring is circular, symbolizing wholeness, and it's often made of gold, symbolizing lasting value. But those qualities must already exist in the relationship. The ring doesn't create wholeness, it acknowledges it. I think of a girlfriend of mine who dated her partner for 5 years. They endured unemployment, health problems, even long distance. They had learned how to fight fairly, how to support each other, and how to stay committed through challenges. When he finally proposed, everyone could see the ring was simply a celebration of what already existed. That's the true meaning of a ring. Without that foundation, the symbol is hollow. And in my own life, I've had to reflect on this with Alex. Early in our relationship, I had moments of insecurity. I caught myself thinking, if he just proposed, maybe I'd feel safer. But when I slowed down, I realized that wasn't true. What made me feel safe was not a ring. It was the way he listened when I was upset, the way we compromised, the way we laughed, even after arguments. Alex never tried to prove his love through objects. He proved it through actions, patience, and consistency. That taught me something important. If the day ever comes when he gives me a ring, it won't be to fix something broken. It will be to honor something we already built. And that to me is the only time a ring has real value. So here's my advice. Don't propose to solve problems. Solve the problems first. Test your relationship with real-life stressors. Can you handle financial struggles, canceled plans, illness, or disappointment, together without tearing each other apart? Don't let fear of losing her push you into decisions you're not ready for. That's scarcity thinking, not love. And don't confuse temporary relief with long-term health. Invest in communication and counseling if needed, in learning conflict resolution. Studies consistently show that couples who develop these skills are far more likely to thrive. And when your relationship truly is whole and valuable, the ring will be a beautiful acknowledgement of that truth. So let me ask you, have you ever witnessed or experienced the magic ring trap? Did you see someone propose to fix a broken bond only to watch it unravel later? Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you know a man who's on the edge of making that mistake, send him this video. Sometimes a single conversation can prevent years of heartbreak. And if you enjoy these reflections, make sure to follow the channel. The more we share, the more we all learn to love better. Thank you for being here with me today.